this week's edition of Gospel Weekly. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark, chapter 1, verses 40 through 45. A man with leprosy came to Jesus and kneeled down. He begged, "You have the power to make me well, if only you wanted to." Jesus felt sorry for the man, so he put his hands on him and said, "I want to. Now you are well." At once the man's leprosy disappeared, and he was well. After Jesus strictly warned the man, he sent him on his way. He said, "Don't tell anyone about this. Just go and show the priest that you are well. Then take a gift to the temple, as Moses commanded, and everyone will know that you have been healed." The man talked about it so much and told so many people that Jesus could no longer go openly into the town. He had to stay away from the towns, but people still came to him from everywhere. The Gospel of the Lord. And now, some of our Gospel Weekly friends will reflect on this Gospel with you. Enjoy!
In today's Gospel, we heard about a leper that Jesus healed. Some of you already know what a leper is, but just in case, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the disease. It was believed that people who had leprosy were being punished for a bad deed, when in fact that was not true at all. Lepers had to live way outside of the towns, away from everyone, and nobody would ever touch a leper. Can you imagine never getting a hug or a soft pat on the head from someone you loved? That would be terrible. In some ways, it's a little like what we're going through right now with COVID. I'm not saying that people with COVID are being punished, because that is absolutely not true. I'm just saying that sometimes you may miss getting a hug from your teacher, or maybe you have not been able to see your grandparents or other loved ones for a long time because you're afraid it can make them sick. It is important to remember that Jesus is reigning and ruling over every pandemic, every disease, and every virus, even COVID. In today's gospel, a leper came to Jesus and begged for healing. Jesus put his hand on him, which remember, nobody did, and it instantly healed the leper. I don't know about you, but I wish Jesus would lay his hands on our world and instantly cleanse us from COVID. However, the lesson for us today is that nothing is going to happen outside of Jesus' will, so we do not need to be afraid. That does not mean that it is not normal to feel afraid. I feel afraid and anxious often, but the good news is that we do not have to be afraid if you know Jesus. If we understand that nothing happens apart from Jesus' will, even something we do not understand, like COVID-19, then it gives us hope and confidence that everything is going to be okay. I don't know why Jesus allows pandemics to happen, but I do know that Jesus has wrapped us in his loving arms. Do you believe Jesus is Lord and God? If you don't, maybe you're wandering through this pandemic fearful of what's going to happen. However, what if you could trust that Jesus is God and is going to work everything out for your good? The Bible actually tells us that if you love God, God is going to use everything for your good, even being stuck at home or getting sick. Now, this is some serious stuff, and I don't want to leave you this morning without a little bit of laughter. So I've asked Captain Swelt Hands and Stinky COVID to make an appearance this morning. Come on in. Now remember, kids, if you see a stinky COVID, no punching, just stay away. Do not try this at home or anywhere else, and nobody was harmed in the making of this skit. Thank you.